So the point is that to get power also, you need punya karma. What happens is when we engage in tapasyas, there are two kinds of tapasyas. One is, one variety of tapasya is material tapasya. Another is spiritual tapasya. There are two kinds of tapasyas, number one. Number two, even in the material tapasya, there are further three subdivisions. Tapasya in the mode of ignorance, tapasya in the mode of passion, and tapasya in the mode of satoguna. When one engages in tapasya in the mode of satoguna, it will gradually elevate him and take him to the point of liberation. And if you engage in tapasya on the, which gives you spiritual benefits, you will get devotional service and you will go back to Godhead. That's the result. Now, if somebody engages in tapasya in rajoguna, he will get sense gratification. He will not go further up. He will not develop satoguna, develop knowledge, and then get out of the cycle of birth, and that's not going to happen. Somebody does tapasya in tamoguna, it will take him further deeper down. Tapasya by itself is not going to ensure that you will get liberated. What kind of tapasya you do is also important. As Krishna himself classifies, tapasya can be in the mode of tamoguna, in the mode of rajoguna, or in the mode of satvaguna. The kind of tapasya we do also has significance. When asuras like Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, they do tapasya, the tapasya is mostly in the mode of ignorance. That is why we see Vrikasura, he was cutting off flesh from his body and offering it into the fire. That was the kind of sacrifice he did. This is, and Prabhupada says that this is tapasya in the mode of ignorance, tapasya in tamoguna. That kind of tapasya is not going to liberate us. It is going to only take us deeper. And when we do tapasya in the mode of rajoguna, we will be blessed with so much opulence. We will go to Swargaloka, we'll become devatas, all these kind of things, positions we will achieve. Devatas getting good benediction, they becoming powerful, they becoming very rich on account of their tapasya. It's because that's the kind of material tapasya that they have done. They have not done spiritual tapasya. Therefore, they don't get spiritual benefit. That is why in the Bhaktivinoda Thakur also, he says that Sukriti can be of three kinds. One Sukriti is Bhogonmukhi Sukriti, one is Mokshonmukhi Sukriti, the third is Bhaktionmukhi Sukriti. When we engage in pious activities or we engage in tapasya and all these kind of things, it can result in one of three things. Bhogonmukhi Sukriti, there are certain activities, certain tapasya, certain pious activities, certain vratas that you take, certain sacrifices you do, the certain yajnas that you do. The result that you will get will be bhoga. You will get sense gratification. Then there are Mokshonmukhi Sukriti. There are certain tapasyas, there are certain yajnas, there are certain activities, there are certain punya karma that you do. It will give you moksha in the end. That's the result that it will give you. And then there is Bhakti Unmukhi Sukriti. There are certain tapasya, certain yajna, certain things that you do. When you do that, you will get bhakti. You do Sankirtana yajna. We do the tapasya following Ekadashi Vrata. These kind of activities when you do, you will get bhakti. You will get devotional service. The kind of activity we do also plays a role.